Hey, what's going on YouTube? Big D here, and it's time to review the following Season 3, Episode 4, and Episode 5. Episode 4 titled Home, Episode 5 titled A Hostile Witness. This is a spoiler review. If you've not seen both episodes, go to fox.com/thefollowing, watch the full episode there. Let's get right to it. I'm going to review Home first, Episode 4. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you my pros and cons, and then I'll jump to Episode 5, Hostile Witness, and then do my... should take 2-3 minutes to talk about it, pros and cons, and final score, give you my opinions along the way. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Do not forget, I also do a Ryan Hardy Lies podcast. You guys can check that out on my channel. It's based on the following, whole podcast dedicated to it. So check that out, and let's do it, guys. Every Friday I do predictions video. I didn't do one for these 2 episodes because it was double. I wanted to do it single. So anyway, let's get right to it. Thanks again for joining me. So first off, in Home, I'm just going to rush through it because I know you guys don't want to, it's a lot. So basically, Kyle and Daisy kill this guy named Reggie. They throw him in front of a car. Of course, they're, he was with a girl, so young couple, and of course they're going to go after the young couple. So Mark is on to them. He bakes cookies, by the way. He go bake cookies. And Ryan is at Daisy and Kyle's house, and Max is with him, and it's in Ohio, their house. And we find Emily, who is a dog sitter who basically takes care of their dog. And of course, Emily doesn't know what Kyle and Daisy are really like. She doesn't know who they're psychopaths. So here you see Daisy, Kyle, and Mark. I don't know if I said Max, I'm sorry, Mark. They literally just go and massacre firefighters at this fire station. So freaking brutal. I mean, axe and stabbing, and it's crazy. And Daisy almost got stabbed by a firefighter, but here comes Mark to the rescue. Raymond Hardy, which I guess was Ryan Hardy's brother, used to work there, so there's a picture of him and Maxie's. So Juliana meets with Kyle and Daisy and says, make it look like a suicide. Now, who are they talking about? They're talking about Reggie's girlfriend, who they have not killed yet. So Mike and Max have sex, obviously, and she regrets it because they have a little mini fight when they wake up, and she's like, I was weak, I shouldn't have done that. And of course the recordings, it all recorded, and Daisy and Kyle they were looking at them. So Mark finds the computer and he sees the camera, and that's how he kind of knows that they've been doing a different agenda, Daisy and Kyle. So and the FBI finds out where Mark's safe house is, and this is an intense moment and one of my favorite moments. So Mark ends up escaping. Tom sees the footage. Literally, he finds the computer and he turns it on, and there is Max, and he presses a button and it goes right to where Max and Mike are. Well, the double wink. I like doing that. Hot Tub Time Machine 2. So basically, Tom sees the footage. I'll get to that in my cons. He takes the computer, and that's evidence, By the way, Mark is talking to himself out on the streets. He visits Reggie's girlfriend, or Daisy and Kyle, and they're going to make it look like a suicide. They're going to take her up to the roof. Ryan shoots Kyle. He ends up escaping down a trash chute, and Mike almost falls. Tom comes in. I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, Tom's going to kill Mike. He's going to push him off. But then Max comes, so it wasn't that much of an intense scene, but it kind of was. Kind of when they make eye contact. And then basically after that, Mike's fine. Kyle is bleeding out. Juliana is working for Strauss at the end. Overall, that was the Home episode. What did I think about this episode overall? I'll start with my pros. First off, the action in this episode, of course, the following. If it's one thing they get right, like I always say, it's the action. And the action feels so intense, so real in a sort of way where in real life in this FBI world, this was how it would work. And just having Kyle, when he got shot, like, the blood looks so, like, good and realistic. I was like, oh my gosh, a vessel got hit, and or vein, an artery. And just having Mike hanging on, I was kind of thinking, okay, one hand, yeah, you're that strong. Mike Weston, you're that strong, sure. But it was intense, just the action overall, and, it's heart-pounding. Tom actually had moments in this episode, which I'm not a huge fan of Tom, but I'm happy that he's actually getting screen time, and we don't even get to know more about him. It's just, here's Max, and Mike, and Tom's the third wheel when it's his girlfriend. It's bloody and intense overall. I love that. Mike and Max, them trying to get back together, or the feelings that they have, always a good thing for us. And the deaths overall were very interesting and very fun and very pleasant. And I love the ending on how Juliana is working with Strauss. But here comes to my cons, is it's confusing. A very confusing thing, really, this episode. Of the Juliana working with Strauss, very confusing overall. I may be nitpicking here, guys, but it's gonna sound stupid. Why was Mark baking cookies if no one ate the cookies? I'm just saying that's a waste of cookies, yo. Like, I know to get in, but I mean, Daisy could have just seduced the guy, but damn, that's a waste of cookies. I'm just saying. And also, everyone's always escaping. Kyle escaped. And I know it sets up for next episode, but Kyle escapes. Freaking Mark escapes. No one ever gets caught. It's always, the bad guys always win. The good guys always lose. Have you always noticed that for the following? And also, no Joe this episode, so I don't like that. I need my Joe. Overall, for the episode Home, episode 4, I'm going to give it a B+, which is a 8.75 out of 10. It was a good episode. Had the great action, and it had the intensity between Tom, Mike, and Max. And overall, it was slow in the beginning, sort of with Emily and the dog keeper, but it definitely picked up towards the end and made me applaud and almost had a heart attack. But now we're getting on to the next episode, which is episode 5, titled A Hostile Witness. This is by far, I'm going to say, the best episode out of season 3 wise of action and intensity. Now, emotionally wise, I think episode 2 was the best overall for season 3. But honestly, I could say in my heart that season 3 is my favorite season so far. We're only 5 episodes in, what are you saying? The way that they're going with the story, it just makes me be like, okay, if they could keep this up for 5, 7, 8 more episodes and keep the story going and not, you know, don't close it all and keep it dragging, I'd like that. You know, I mean, we got Strauss, we got Joe now, we got Kyle. Yes, I should get started with this episode, though. I'm sorry. A Hostile Witness. I'm getting too far in. I'll go quick. So, Ryan visits Strauss, and he's talking about truth and blowing up in his face and everything. Kyle acts weak in front of Mark, so Mark's going to go get medicine. And then Kyle gets up, and he's like, we have to go. And Daisy and him walk out, and Mark ends up following them. Mark and Daisy get silenced guns, and Vans are going to go after Carrie Cook. Yes, Carrie Cook from season 2. Ryan is at the courthouse, and Max is basically... Oh, Max is declining Tom's call, and Tom sees her on the computer, and she's like, dude, just decline, and I feel bad. Like, Tom, you ain't getting none. Never. I mean, you're going to have to find another person. Daisy is in the FBI suit. She is in clothes. She's looking for Carrie Cook, and Ryan is in like trial in the courthouse and being questioned, and Strauss. So Carrie is missing, and Ryan, Mike, and Max end up finding her in a van, and she is dead. I mean, the van was set on fire. They didn't have the actress for Carrie Cook. I'll get to that in my cons. But my favorite moment, Ryan kills Kyle. I love how Kyle just runs up to him and he just gets shot. And his last words, it's so cheesy. It's just, Daisy. Dead. Okay, I'll get into that in a little bit. So Daisy escapes. So Strauss is a free man, and the cheesiest line he could say, Mr. Strauss, well, how do you feel right now? I feel like justice. And it's just like, wow. Okay. So Mark goes after Juliana, and that's another favorite scene because Sam Underwood and his fake beard just looks so creepy. He's like that, and the door's not opening and budging. It's one of those security doors, and he's like, and he just keeps on busting it. And then she goes up to the elevator and she escapes him. She goes to her room. She drops the keys. She drops the keys like in every freaking TV show, horror movie, anytime. And then here comes Mark, and basically, Gwen's still questioning Ryan's loyalty. So Mark interrogates Juliana, and he wants Strauss's location, and he's like, I can't do that, he'll kill me. And I love how Mark is just like, oh wow, you're pretty much dead already. I mean, do you not see this iron? I like how he's just like, not many people enjoy ironing. I find it relaxing. And he's like, ah, it hurts him so bad, Sam Underwood. I love you. So Daisy is to go with Strauss. So basically Ryan and the group, I'm gonna say the group, Mike, and I'm tired of saying the name. So he finds Strauss and Daisy. Mark has a sniper, and a chase goes on. Max is knocked out by Daisy and ends up suffering with a concussion. Mike catches Mark, but then here comes Ryan. No, don't do this. You're a good man. And it's just like, where was that when Lily Gray got killed? Why can't I just kill Mark? And he's just like, he'll never suffer if you do this. His pain will stop. And here's just Mark. It's just like, and basically, he escapes. Yeah, he escapes again. And next week he'll escape again and again and again and again. He escapes and he jumps off and goes into the boat, or into the ocean. I'm almost towards the end. So basically Max has a concussion and Ryan visits Joe at the end. The greatest ending to a following episode. And here comes Joe, and he just sits down and he's like, what took you so long? And I just love it. By the way, there's a spoof that came out which is Funny and Die, actually. It's Funny or Die, but Funny and Die for the following. And I love how right when he calls Kevin Bacon, it's a funny spoof. I'll put a link down below, hopefully, if I remember. And he's just like, hello, Ryan. And I just like, Joe. Overall, the pros and cons of this episode, guys. Pros first. Mark. Sam Underwood. This is by far his best episode of season 3. I mean, literally just talking on the streets and no, and screaming and yelling. These 2 episodes really showed how Sam Underwood could progress as a character and as an actor. The trial, that was an intense scene in the courtroom. I just gotta say that Kevin Bacon and Strauss's acting overall, the facial reactions were very well done, very well filmed. It's an intense episode. The deaths, we lost Carrie Cook. Get to my cons in a moment. But we didn't lose Strauss, obviously. We didn't lose Joe, obviously. We didn't lose Daisy, obviously. We didn't lose Mark. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, who is the season 3 villain? Is it Strauss now? Is it Joe somehow? Is Joe just going to sit behind bars? Hello, Ryan. Did I not tell you this would happen? Are you having dreams of me, Ryan? I've been having dreams of you. Just some sort of thing like that. The action overall, very well done action. I enjoy. Oh my gosh, my heart was pounding when, like, literally, Mike almost got shot with a sniper, and Ryan almost got shot, and then Mark gets shot in the leg. It's intense and it's bloody, and it makes you scared for each character. And you're kind of like, I don't want Mark to die. I don't. I think Sam Underwood's a great character, but he deserves to die as the character. But still, I'm like, oh, don't kill him off. Kill him off. Kill him off. Don't kill him off. You know, those moments. And heart-pounding OMG moments. I love the ending again because Joe Carroll is back. Ryan Hardy lies still. So much stuff, man. I just love that these 2 hours pack so much content, and this could have been 3 or 4 episodes. Literally, so much content. It has the emotion, has the action, has the writing, and some of the cheesy writing. I'm gonna be honest, kind of sucky writing. 2020. You know what? And it's funny. There are some funny scenes overall. So my only cons really is Mark escaped. I don't want Mark to die again, but I mean, just really, you guys suck at shooting, by the way. They didn't show Carrie because the actress, I guess, wasn't available, but still, when Ryan came out and he was like, "No, Carrie," it was kind of like, it was supposed to be a sad moment, but it just didn't feel like the way he portrayed and acted it out was. It didn't feel right. I mean, it felt too quick, like, Carrie, hey, Mike, Ryan, we gotta find them. And it wasn't like he should have got on the ground on the knees and was like, Carrie, you know, to bring more motion to it. But you know, whatever. It's okay. Kevin Bacon's still a badass either way. Mike's still a badass. Max, can't say she's a badass, but I can say that she loves kicking doors and love kicking Tom's ass. Overall, I'm going to give this episode a solid A because it is my favorite episode for action and for deaths and, well, season 3 wise, and the best ending with, you know, Joe. So, all my followers, I would please ask you, if you want to become a follower, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So, episode 4 Home got a B+, and episode 5 got a solid A. Overall, I'll see you guys next week for an episode titled Reunion, and that is the 36th episode next week, so 36 hours of the following. Are you feeling old now? Overall, I keep on saying overall. Comment down below, let me know what was your favorite parts of the following, both episodes, and share this video, let everyone know that that I'm awesome. Yeah. Anyway, don't forget, this week sometime, Ryan Huddy lives, and on Friday or Saturday, a predictions video for Reunion. It's gonna be one crazy ride. I hope so. I hope so. It's gonna be a smashing time. May Spock be with you always.